Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my pro tips when it comes to succeeding in school. I am quite well-rounded in the academics portion of life. I am a 4.495 out of 4.5 GPA student, and I am first in my class, so taking any advice from me will be setting you on the right path. My first tip is not to procrastinate. I loved to procrastinate like 2 years, 1 year ago. I felt like, why do it now? Like, I have another day to do it. Like, it's due in a week. I can do it the day before it's due, No problem in that. But for this year, especially with online learning and stuff, I have learned that procrastinating is the worst thing you can do. It will stress you out more. You don't want any stress in your academic life more than there already is. Why put it off until later? So it's just a great idea to skip the procrastinating and go straight to work. Second pro tip: know the way you function, know the way you work. I've heard, and you've probably heard from teachers and administrators, if you have an essay, work consecutively on different days. I am a future valedictorian and I do not do that. I do not follow all of that BS about studying consecutively and constantly. It does not work. What it does is stress you out and keep you reminded about all the things that you must do. For my midterms last year, I actually have my note card that I used for it. We were given this size note card, and I studied for a whole midterm. The night before the midterm, I studied for it, and there were only 5 A's that were allotted to the students who took the midterm. I happen to be one of those A's. So it does not matter when or how much you study, it matters what works for you. It's about putting your heart into what you do and being thorough in your execution of things. You never want to go into something half-heartedly, especially when it comes to midterms or finals or any big tests like that. When it comes to essays, don't stress yourself out. Don't feel like you need to have a whole planner or schedule set for when you have this paragraph or that paragraph done. If it works for you to just sit down and type the F away, do it. In other words, do whatever benefits your time. Do whatever makes you feel best and what makes you feel more structured in your day. Tip number 3, have somewhat of a schedule down. I never like to use planners. I don't find the need to write things down. I keep it all in my noggin and it works for me. But if you use Google Classroom, the to-do option on the website will help you a lot, where it just lists each assignment that you have to do. It is one of the most satisfying feelings when I press the to-do taskbar and I find that all of my assignments have been completed and turned in. Make sure you turn in your work on time. Planners, schedules all help with the procrastination factor and hitting things on time. The worst thing is when you would get full credit on an assignment and you only get half credit for it because you turned it in late. You don't want that. That's the most annoying feeling in the world. Don't do that to yourself. Know your time. Tip number 4, don't try too hard. Trying too hard is the most pathetic thing you can do. I see people really just beating themselves up over grades and stuff, and it doesn't work like that. Sometimes less is more, especially when it comes to essays and stuff. You want to be as concise as possible. It's always quality over quantity, and that's just it. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna look stupid if you try to stretch things out more than they need to be. Just keep everything at a minimum. It'll actually help decrease your stress, and as well because you're not pushing yourself for more. Just stick to the guidelines, stick to the minimums and stuff. Just don't expect too much from yourself. After all, you're a teenager, you're growing, you're all hormonal, and you just don't need to be put under more anxiety and more stress. Tip 5, don't skip school. Skipping school could be one of the most hurtful things you can do to yourself. And I don't even mean for like your record or anything. It's more about, you'd be surprised how annoying it is to do makeup work and stuff, especially if you don't have really forgiving teachers and you have a lot to do. It will burn you, because some teachers are not going to be chill. They're going to be like, oh, we did all of this in class today, and then you're going to have to do it all by yourself at home. And if you don't have friends that did it or won't send it to you, you're kind of screwed. So try to not take off days from school. Even if you don't want to go to school, I promise it will help you out in the long run. Tip 6, I think, keep track of your grades. Keeping track of your grades is so helpful. If you get a 60 on a test and you know that you did really well on that test, you can go to that teacher and be like, yo, what did I mess up on this test? Because I've had it happen before that the teacher gave me another kid's grade or something like that. You don't want to find yourself in that situation. You always want to be the first to get to your grades. You want to be the first to find out before it's too late. So always staying on top of your grades, always knowing what you need to improve on and what you're good at will always help you. Tip 7, get sleep. Sleep really does affect how you work during the day, affect how you function and your attention span and everything. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and be your doctor and be like, you need at least 8 hours of sleep, minimum of 9 because you're a growing teenager. No, none of that BS. I maybe get 5 hours of sleep per day and I'm fine. A lot of the stuff that teachers say is not true. You don't need 8-10 hours, okay? It's all about knowing your limits and what you're capable of and what works for you. Tip 8, I forget, but give yourself breaks. You can put yourself under so much stress if you don't give yourself breaks. Breaks are probably one of the most important things you need to take during a school career to succeed. Because if you overload yourself, you're only going to hate school more and you're only going to be more frustrated, and as that escalates, you'll only do worse and worse at your assignments and whatnot because you won't have the motivation anymore. Tip 9, set goals. Goals are so great, and I'm not going to be, again, like your second grade health teacher telling you, make a list of goals for yourself. But at the same time, make a list of goals for yourself. Even if it's just a simple goal like make the honor roll next semester or something, just make simple goals, realistic ones that you can follow through on. Because without goals, you will lack motivation. Tip 10, be neat. Do not write really messily or anything. Try to keep yourself in a structured environment whenever you're working, because if you stray from a structured environment during your workflow, you'll be easily distracted by your phone, or you will just not find yourself as focused on what you're doing. Like if you're writing something messily, then you won't really be caring about your work, and that can really reflect the way you perform at school. Know where your utensils are. You never want to go to class without your stuff. It's embarrassing, and I hate asking for pencils. It's a pet peeve of mine. I can't do it. Have all of your stuff together. Know that you are good to go. Having the knowledge that you are prepared is the knowledge of everything. That's my video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope these tips help you out a little bit in one way or another. It's all about figuring out what works for you, not doing what a second grade health teacher told you to do years ago. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.